It's fucking hot! Oh, and I guess welcome back to Let's Play Twilight Princess. Wait, this guy isn't an enemy. They may look different, but they're inhabitants of this world. They're my people. Zant, how could he? Well, if they look different, generally you should hate them and want to kill them. But that's besides the point. Now we are going to enter the Palace of... what the fuck is it called? Yeah, the Palace of Twilight. I was right. But yeah, it's... holy shit, you're tall. Oh my god, I'm gonna stab you in the crotch. Alright, let's go in here. It's fucking hot, though. Seriously, there's no reason for it to be this hot. Granted, it's New Jersey, so it's not even like a notoriously known state for being hot, but a notorious state for being hot, but still, it's fucking hot. It shouldn't be this hot. It shouldn't be this hot. And I don't have air conditioning, so that just makes things so much better. Well, I do technically have air conditioning, but it's not mine. It's in the... we have a sort of air conditioning in the living room, but I don't live in the living room. I don't ever go in the living room, ever. And the air conditioning's like kind of cold, but it's not that cold. It's not as cold as air conditioning should be. It's like, you know, a cross between a fan and air conditioning. It's like halfway cold. I don't know. It's like 5 degrees colder than my room, which is like hell. You know, there's like a secondary hell in my room, and it's terrible. I don't like it very much. I'm ranting about how hot it is. But if you... that's really all you do to get keys in this fucking dungeon. You gotta kill those giant-ass Zant heads. Yes, he makes enemies that are just heads of himself. He is fucking conceited. Much like my good friend Caboose, who just gives his girlfriend a cardboard cutout of himself for her birthday. A life-size one at that. So, yeah, I don't know. Also, this fog right here, it's pretty common in this dungeon. It'll turn you into a wolf if you couldn't figure that out on your own. But as soon as you get out of the fog, you will turn back, or you won't turn back into a human, but you can as soon as you leave the fog. If you try to turn back into a human while you're in the fog, well, it's not really going to work. You're just going to kind of turn back into a wolf, and it's going to be a big old waste of time. But again, kill the stupid monster head thing and get goodies. That's mainly how you get goodies in this dungeon. I don't know, I guess they're running low on ideas or what, but oh, thank you. Just popping out of the ceiling or the floor, wherever the fuck you came from. And we have a compass before getting the map at that. It's delightful. Alright, well, now I'm gonna go back through this fog again. And get our key, which this is, yeah, this is probably a key. Yep. And I'm gonna fight a mini-boss, and then backtracking. Wonderful, wonderful backtracking. My favorite fucking thing ever. I love backtracking. Especially in Chapter 4 of Paper Mario 1000 Year Door. Oh my god. I love that. It's just so much fun. So much fun. Not even like you backtrack maybe once or twice now. You go back and forth like, I don't know, oh my god. I don't even want to think about how many times you go back and forth. You fight the boss, then you go back, and you get Vivian, then you go back, and you get the letter P, and then you go back, and then you're like, oh, I found out your name, and then you go back, and then you beat him. It's way too much backtracking. But at least backtracking in this dungeon is different than actually, it's different from, you know, the first time you do it. So not only does Zant have giant floating heads of himself, he also has a hologram of himself. 2, in fact, actually. Except this version of Zant, he really just kind of warps around and opens up giant black holes. Basically spawns a shitload of enemies. But, you really just gotta keep moving your C-stick around, looking for where it's teleporting to, and it's pretty much just gonna keep moving, but it'll eventually stop, and it'll create that magic ball thing, and that's when you gotta hit him. Try to hit him before he actually finishes creating the ball, and you won't even have to deal with all the end with it. But, yeah, if you beat him before he can... yeah, definitely try and hit him before he can get that ball. Then you're just gonna have a shitload of trouble. Well, not really, but you're gonna have to deal with all those enemies, and it's just a hassle. But see, you can deal with him fairly quickly now. Just black fog just spawns from his dead corpse. And this hand thing right here. That shining sphere illuminates this world. It's called the soul. If I'm pronouncing that right, that's how I'm going to say it. The power of the soul is the source of life in this world. It is pure power. Ah, as long as you have this. Would you take this soul to the Twilight at the entrance to the world? Please, Kevin? Yeah, alright. Well, I don't know if it's pronounced soul or not, but you can correct me if you want, but I'm pretty much going to record all this in one shot, so it's not really going to matter if you correct me, because I'm not going to go back and re-record the episodes. I'm not that dedicated. I don't really think anyone is. But, yeah, you can probably start to see how this is going to be a bit different. It's going to be a bit different getting back, because you have to bring this thing with you, and it's pretty useful, but you're going to have that fucking hand chasing you, and that's a little nerve-wracking, but you got to realize the hand really isn't that big of a threat. You've got to be pretty bad, or at least careless, for the hand to actually grab the soul. Like, he'll chase after you, but very slowly, and you can even stun it for a short time if you shoot it with arrows. And if he does get the ball, or the soul, all you need to do is just shoot him with an arrow a couple times and drop it. So, not really a big deal. There's no real threat of you losing your soul, and if you do, you just go back there and, you know, get it again. It's not too terrible. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure it out. But the soul has a few, I don't know where I was going with that, a few pretty good uses. Oh shit. No, fuck you, Cat. Not to take my soul. Okay, this is not funny. I don't find this entertaining. I'm gonna take out my bow. I have 100 arrows. Damn it. Yeah, not happening. So he'll drop the soul, and he'll kind of be stunned. I could have just used my claw shot. That probably would have been much easier. But oh well. Either way, this isn't okay. Yeah, and if you get hit, you fall. It's pretty annoying. I come for your pickle. Moving on. So just get the soul back to the first room without getting hit by that fucking hand, and you'll be wonderful. You'll be in great shape. This room's particularly easy. You just have to walk and not really get hit by enemies, so it's not too challenging. It's not too mind-boggling. We're gonna go and get a heart piece in this fog, which, you know, you can't do on your first time going through, because that black fog is gonna turn you into a wolf, and you're not gonna be able to take out your claw shot to get out here. And this is heart piece number 1 of the Palace of Twilight. So that means we only have 1 heart piece left in the entire game. We're doing fantastic. And that hand is not going to chase us. I would shit my pants, though, if I just saw him come in here. Because you get that music in the background. I don't know. Overall, it can be kind of intimidating having a hand chase after you, even though it's not that threatening. It's just one of those things that can still be kind of scary. Like, it's like, what is it? I don't remember what his name is, but that shark in Banjo-Kazooie that appears in Treasure Trove, and, I think that's what it's called. And then there's, that other one, Rusty Bucket Bay, which I fucking hate. I hate that level. But, he appears in those 2 worlds, and he is just so intimidating. He may be the most intimidating thing ever in any video game. When you hear that music and you like his teeth like shattering and he's like coming after you, I don't know. I just get so scared. I don't know why. But he's actually like threatening. The hand, he's really not all that bad. So we're just gonna walk around. You could help Midna's underlings if you want. I don't think you really have to. It's not really required. But it's a generally nice thing to do. And so we got the first soul back. And that will create a platform, and then we'll also talk about the point of the show is there's one more soul for us to find. You know what's gonna happen? It's probably not gonna be pronounced soul, and I'm just gonna look retarded. I have a feeling that's what's gonna happen. I don't know. It's a pretty pessimistic thing of me to say, but made all these soul puns. I don't know what you want to call them. They're not really puns, but they're, I don't know. They were kind of entertaining to me. Like, don't let the hand steal your soul, that kind of thing. I don't know. Made all those, I'm just gonna call them puns. I made all those puns, and it's gonna end up not even being pronounced soul, and I'm just gonna look stupid. It's what's gonna happen to me. But I'm gonna try to get through here without getting knocked down, like what happens to me every time. I'm just kill these face things. I hate them. So annoying, prominent in this dungeon. Let me guess, do I have to kill you to get a key? Is that what I gotta do? Because every time I see one of you, it's required to kill you. Or I'm required to kill you. Thanks for being in a place where I can't reach you. I don't think any of your weapons are effective against him besides your sword. And finish him. Yep. And it's gonna have a key. Alright, moving. Oh, whoa. It is. I'm sorry for saying this again, but bringing this back up again, but it's pretty hot. You know, my parents I always ask them, hey, you know it would be a good idea, maybe if we got air conditioning in the hottest room in the house, besides the attic, of course. I mean, no one lives in the attic. I live in the room, and I mean that in the most literal way possible. I don't go anywhere besides my room. Like, think, oh, maybe I'd come out of my room once in a while. Maybe just to eat. I live in my fucking room. So it'd be nice to have some air conditioning in this room that I spend so much time in that just happens to be the hottest room in the house. And, you know, my parents are always like, yeah, nah, maybe you should, like, come out in the living room, get your laptop, and come out here. I'm like, okay, no. This is... One, that means that there's not a wall between my mom and me. And I generally like to keep a wall between us. That's generally how I like to keep things. If I'm in the living room, there's not a wall between us anymore. And that's not good. I always like to keep a wall between us. And reason number two, and most importantly, the thing you don't seem to understand, it's my room. And I want to be in it. I don't want to be out in the living room. I don't want to take out my laptop. I want to take it into the living room and use it there. That's just stupid. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being stubborn. I am just being stubborn. But I don't want to be in my living room. I want to be in my room. Not a particularly social person when it comes to my family. I mean, it's not like I'm not comfortable talking to them or anything. I just have nothing to say to them, really, you know? I'm getting tired of killing these head things. It's really starting to become a little, tedious. Alright, well, that'll probably... Alright, I forgot. I'm so fucking stupid. Now, that long battle thing. We're gonna finally claim our key. We're gonna do some double claw-shotting action. I think this is actually the final room on the, in the eastern wing, if I'm not mistaken. Lower ourselves down. Am I gonna get this my first try? For some reason, I always fall down in parts like these. And then I transform into a wolf, and then I gotta start the whole thing over again. But I think I actually got it this time. I could not have ever predicted how this room was gonna work. That has rupees in it, probably. But I'm not gonna bother. I just don't play by the rules. I'm a loose cannon cop. Not getting the treasure chest. But the fucking rupee probably wouldn't even fit in my wallet anyway. Just to spite me, it'd probably be like a silver rupee. Rare as hell, but just so I couldn't have it, just so I'd waste my time. Miyamoto would make it so that that one treasure chest had a silver rupee in it. So if you haven't figured out the formula yet, it's getting pretty obvious by now, but according to the formula, we're gonna have to fight Xan's hologram again. Slash him and just teleports out of the way. I should probably deal with all this plan so it would make moving around a bit easier. But you know what? Like I said, I'm a real rebel, not getting the treasure chests. Now I'm not even bothering to kill all these plants. What can I say? I'm just the greatest person ever. I care for the environment. I'm not greedy at all. I'm such a wonderful fucking person. One slash, that was productive. I am getting so much done right now. See, those plants took care of themselves. My kindness was rewarded. Where are you? Okay. The one time that I lose track of you, you're gonna end up summoning them. Yeah, like that. And I'm only gonna get to hit you once again. I don't like this whole only hitting you once business. It's gonna make things drag out a little bit more than they should. See, the worst part about this heat, I know I keep going back to this, is I can't even have my fan on when I'm recording. It's dumb. I want to do that twice in a row. I'm not going to argue with you. But I can't even have my fan on. I tried, like I did a little test to see how much my microphone would pick up, and it sounded like there was a blizzard in my room, which by all means, I would love for there to be a blizzard in my room right now. But it just sounds like there's one. So, and I wouldn't benefit much from that. You wouldn't benefit much from that. So it would just sound like there was a blizzard in my room, and that's not very good. Wonder what's oh I thought I was gonna turn into a wolf for sure, but I wonder what's gonna happen now. Oof. Couldn't figure it out. You gotta pick up the soul, this fucking sun, because Link is just that hardcore. He can grab the sun and move it somewhere else. Reminds me of 8th grade. There was like an assembly, and it was, you know, we were in the auditorium and it was dark and shit. And we'd walk out next to these doors with glass windows on them. You know, this is in our school. I don't know if I mentioned that. I don't know. I don't want to be one of those faggots who interrupt stories with unimportant details, but it's kind of an important thing to realize. Anyway, we were walking out of the auditorium. It was kind of dark in there. Then we walk out, doors with windows on them. So the sun was, you know, coming through the windows. It was pretty bright, and Paper Mario guy just grabs me and like pushes me close to the window. He's like, "Look at the sun! Look at the sun!" I was like, "Oh," and it was pretty hilarious. But our algebra teacher didn't find it that funny. It's probably one of the dirtiest looks that gave us one of the dirtiest looks that I think I've ever seen someone give anyone, or even me. I don't know. It's a pretty dirty look, needless to say. This room is just, I don't know, where'd that come from? Well, that hand is gonna, oh. Thank you for knocking that soul out. Whoa. I felt like I was sinking for a second. Did anyone else feel like that Link was sinking? It was an optical illusion. The walls around me are really rising. What? Die? No, apparently not. I thought you could die. Not die. No, and this room kind of... Oh, never mind. I figured out what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to, you know, step on the platforms before they rise. Alright, now let's shoot this bastard 3 times. Prick. It is the... I think the heartbeat... No, the heartbeat isn't in this room. I think one more back. Okay, that was... You know what, that wouldn't even benefit me in the least bit. Kill you again. And this time, oh, who is Skyping me? pissed off if it's Paper Mario guy. Probably is. I mean, he texted me when I was fighting Ark, so why wouldn't it be him? Is that hand activity? Ah, that was bullshit. That was bullshit. Alright, let's... Alright. Good, good. We're gonna escape from this room. Only one more room, and this hand will never ever bother us again. Yeah, it is Paper Mario guy. Well, I can ignore him. For a couple more minutes. Alright. This room isn't too bad, considering these platforms are constantly moving, so, I mean, you gotta be constantly moving to stay away from the hand, so it's pretty much just helping you escape. This can also light up these things, which is kind of important to notice. But right now, before we do that, I'm gonna go back and light this one up, which will create a platform that will enable us to get a heart piece. Now, the two heart piece... Oh god, get away from me. Oh, I was getting nervous. Anyway, you should... It's kind of important to... I don't know how important it is, but just notice that, with the dungeon... I don't know what you want to call it, quote-unquote dungeon item, you can go back and get these heart pieces if you don't get them with, these, souls, I guess that's what you would call them. Oh, couldn't have made that jump. But, yeah, your dungeon item will basically function as a soul that you don't need to carry around with you constantly. So it's going to be pretty nifty in this dungeon. Not really so much in any other dungeon, but this one comes quite in handy, especially for getting those heart pieces if you miss out on them. And this platform will take you right back to that door right over there, so we can exit this and never be chased by one of those creepy-ass hands ever again. And this dungeon is pretty short. We'll probably finish it in the next episode, actually. Depending on how long the boss takes, because the boss has, like, a shitload of different segments, although none of them are particularly long. Alright, so that's pretty much going to conclude this episode. Maybe I'll get the quote-unquote dungeon item first, and then I'll end it. So let's just ride this over there, and place the second soul in here. And you get a badass glowy sword. Light filled the Master Sword, its blade glows with a golden light in the Twilight Realm. With it you can cut through dark fog. Amazing. The power of the souls has been transferred to your sword. The guardian deities of my world are on our side too. You really are the chosen one, Kevin, a true hero. As long as you have that sword, you should be able to repel the shadows Zant has spread. Yes, indeed. We will work on that in the next episode. So I am Shouty Productions. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.